Imagine a place where the sun kisses the ocean and nature's magic comes alive. Welcome to Costa Rica, a place where adventure meets serenity and every moment feels like a new beginning. Embark on thrilling excursions like horseback riding to hidden waterfalls, where the beauty of nature takes your breath away. Feel the rush as you conquer jungle trails on an ATV, discovering hidden gems around every turn. Savor the flavors of Costa Rica with fresh local cuisine that will leave you craving more. Let the vibrant energy of nature rejuvenate your soul and embrace the Pura Vida lifestyle. A life of pure joy of living in the moment. Whether you seek relaxation or adventure, Costa Rica offers a perfect blend of both, all while connecting with incredible singles just like you. Come experience the magic of Costa Rica with our host site, Tour Hero, and myself as your personal guide. An unforgettable adventure awaits where you'll leave feeling transformed.
Afternoon. We are early in the afternoon. Let me turn this on, see if I can cool it down in here. Because y'all know when it get hot outside, my phone start overheating. And I went to the Apple store and they didn't really have nothing to tell me. So everybody was like, go to the Apple store, figure it out. I did. I went twice and they really didn't have much to tell me. But I took some of the apps off my phone. I had a lot of apps on my phone I wasn't doing nothing with. And I took that off my phone. But I just want to jump on real quick. I don't have a lot of charge. So, and I have a car charger. But that was one of the things that the Apple store told me about my phone overheating is if it's hot outside. Like right now I have the air on inside, but they said if it's hot outside and you charging your phone, like that's going to make your phone overheat. So I said, I can't do all that. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I just want to do a part 3 because y'all, this whole choosing career over marriage, this topic right here, it is multi-layered. This is a multi-layered topic. I keep getting people coming onto YouTube, coming into Instagram. You know, clearly this is a multi-layered topic. So here goes part 3. You ready? All right. So I finished the Kendra G episode with LaTerrace Whitfield on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. This is what I'm going to say. I do not think Kendra G believes there is a man worthy enough for her to be his wife. Right? That's the story that she's telling herself. That in order for me to be a man's wife, like he got to do all this and that. He got to be fantastical, just fantastical, logical, whatever. Right? And she just don't believe that man is out there. So that's the first thing. She don't believe that man is out there, and her requirements to be a wife to a husband is like, okay, that's a big deal. It's very high. So in her mind, I think she is okay remaining single for the rest of her life because she just don't believe that there is a man out there worthy enough for her to be his wife. And at the end of the episode, she talked all about the finances. She talked all about the money he needs to have, her lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it all before. From the modern woman brigade. We've heard it quite a bit about, you know, the financial standard that a man has to meet. Okay. But on the other side of her mouth, she bragged about all the men that she has access to or all the men that she's dated who were wealthy. So that's the part I just, like I said, it was a whole lot of nothing being said. It was a whole lot of stuff being said and nothing being said all at the same time. I have access to all these wealthy men that can meet my financial standard. But then she said a lot of those men are not faithful. They're not loyal. They're not faithful. They have all these options. And then the men that can't meet her financial standard, like that's a problem. So it's kind of like, she believe in this mythical male creature that don't exist. So yeah, that's why I'm not a wife. I'm not a wife because the mythical male creature that I don't even believe exists, like that's who I would be a wife to. That's what I got from the entire interview. And there was a whole lot of, debunking why each other isn't married. I don't think Laterras want to be married and blah, blah, blah. It was a whole lot of talking, not a lot of listening and, a whole lot of just back and forth. So I was like, okay. Here's the thing though, and I'm going to speak to the ladies now. I'm going to speak to the gentlemen too, but I'm going to speak to the ladies first because I happen to be one, right? My concern for the ladies is how we are wired, how God designed us. You all actually think because of the year that we live in, you think that somehow trumps biology. You think that trumps your evolutionary programming that's been in your brain for thousands and thousands of years. You feel like the fact that it is 2025, that, I'm not made like that no more. Like, that's what I hear women talk when I talk about hookup culture, when I talk about sleeping around and the bonding and all of that. That don't apply anymore. Really? Because it's wired in you. It's been going on for thousands of years. I don't think the last 10 years or 20 years is going to go against thousands of years of how your brain and your body is programmed. Like hormonally, biologically, like just because of the date on the calendar, that doesn't change the fact that that's how you're made. And women are made to be relational. That will come out of you, right? And you got a whole lot of women today talking about how I don't like people, I don't have friends, I don't get along with other women. Like that's a whole thing now. And they're kind of bucking that relational part of themselves. Oh, I don't need people. I don't need friends. I don't need to go outside. I can sit inside and watch Netflix all day after work and, just be with my little dog or my cat. You got women that's trying to buck against nature. But here's the thing about that. Mother Nature is undefeated. Okay? There is a reason why women are more anxious than men. Women are on more antidepressants than men. Women are on more anti-anxiety medication than men. Women do not have a level of fulfillment today that they did 50 or 100 years ago. There's a reason why that is. You all keep trying to go against nature, and you're going to lose every time. I keep telling women this. How y'all are living or trying to live, God did not design you to live that way. You will be perpetually unhappy. Okay? So even this whole, looking at other people living their life on social media, God never designed for you to all day, every day, compare your life to a stranger's life. It was never meant for that to happen. So if you're unhappy because, so-and-so's man is doing this and so-and-so's man is doing that, that's never how it was ever meant to be. You're supposed to be minding your business, minding your own relationship. You're supposed to have your eyes on your man in your relationship. You're not supposed to have your eyes on all these other people, all these other celebrities. Like, that's the problem. We're going against nature. We're going against the way God designed us to be, and we will lose every single time. We will lose. Women need more oxytocin. Oxytocin is our bonding hormone. We need to touch people. We need people to touch and hug us, and not just your dog. You can get some oxytocin from your dog or your cat. You need human interaction. You need human people touching you. Okay? That's your hormone. That's the feel-good, feminine, bonding hormone. I feel relaxed. I feel safe. Is oxytocin. So when you're not getting that, you're not getting that from a man, you're not getting that from your female friends, your children, your pets, or whoever, yes, you're irritable. Yes, you're cranky. Yes, you lose that feminine glow. You lose excitement for life. And you wonder why you feel empty. Why do you feel so down? And then you have a percentage of women using substances. This percentage is growing. You have a growing percentage of women that are relying on marijuana, relying on alcohol, okay? And that's the alcohol thing, you know, that's like a whole thing out in the suburbs where they talk about the soccer moms and, you know, the stay-at-home moms, the soccer moms, and they're unhappy with their life and they're drinking wine in the middle of the day, drinking wine early in the morning. Like, I really need y'all to look at some of these habits that you have and really ask yourself some deeper questions. Like, why am I doing this? Remember, self-awareness and self-reflection is all about asking yourself, why? Why am I drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning? Why am I having wine every night? And this whole, oh, I needed to wind down. Why do I need it to wind down? like ask real questions of yourself, hard-hitting questions. Why do I need to smoke weed every day? Okay? And again, whether it's you're on antidepressants or you're on some sort of mental health medication or you're self-medicating. You're drinking wine, you're smoking weed, you're using other substances. Ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this every single day? Why am I doing this every single day? What is the point of this? A lot of y'all are self-medicating. You are self-medicating. Life is not great. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel happy or even content. And so you numb yourself. Those substances, and I would even say even the mental health medication, if I'm being honest, is a way for you to numb yourself. You are numbing yourself to the pain or the feeling of, man, my life sucks. Man, my life sucks. I hate my life, right? That's kind of what you're doing. So you got to ask the hard-hitting questions. Why? Why do I need to drink? What is coming up inside of me, right? I even tell my clients this. They're like, you know what? Like, we'll start talking about something. They'll go, you know what? I'm not ready to talk about this. Okay, what's happening? What's going on? What's the feeling that we're trying to avoid? What is coming up inside of you? Like, I'm going to push them because there can be no true healing. There can be no true growing and healing unless you deal with it. You have to deal with it. And a lot of people are not dealing with it. And then I'm still on the women now. You ready? I believe a lot of Black women, you know, this travel, you know, this travel thing that they're doing, they have a self-care. It's almost like, gosh, what would I call it? These self-care rituals. It's like a cult in my mind, right? These self-care rituals and the traveling and the brunches. It's a whole thing that's like, yeah, my life is not that bad, you know, and I'm not against any of those things. I'm not speaking out on any of those things. Do those things if you need to. But it's almost like our women, we don't do them in a truly self-care, oh, I love doing this kind of way. It's like we're trying to numb something. We're trying to pretend like we don't feel the way we feel about something. And we have to look at that. We have to be honest with ourselves about our lives. Do I genuinely enjoy the life that I'm creating? Do I genuinely enjoy the people in my life? Do I feel fulfilled in what it is I'm doing? Do I feel like my life has purpose and meaning? And remember, purpose and meaning beyond myself. So you have to, as I always tell people, this is everybody's God-designed role here on earth. So when people say, I don't know what I'm here for, I don't know, I can tell you that. God has already dropped that in my spirit. He told me everybody's thing. Number one is to feel good. You were put here on earth to feel good. God filled the earth with things that will make you feel good. So that's the first reason why you're here, is to feel good. The second reason why you're here is to do good. Once you get all that good feeling inside of you, you cannot help but to do good and to do for others and to give back and to volunteer and to be a part of these causes and all of these things. Save the whales, save the whatever, right? You are to do good for other people. You're to give back. You're to help other people in any way you choose. It's up to you how you do good. But see, a lot of us are not doing we're not doing the first part. Or if we're doing the first part, we're not doing the second part. The first part only is called hedonism. So when you are only focused on yourself, you're only focused on feeling good 24/7, that's called hedonism. That is a hedonistic way to live. And that's going to catch up with you because it's very empty, right? It's momentary. That's why you got to keep doing it. It's just like a drug. That hit only lasts so long, and I have to reach for it again. Same with drinking. I'll drink, and okay, but then I got to do it the next night, and the next night, and the next night. It's temporary. You want to experience a long-lasting, fulfilling, full feeling, you have to do for others. You have to think about someone else. Get your mind off yourself. Stop only thinking about you and what you got or what you don't got. Right? Think about doing for others. Think about others that have less than you that you could help out and that you could do for. So it's like we have this cultish thing with Black women where they're doing the hair ritual and the nail ritual and they're doing their toenails and doing their lashes and doing their facials and, buying all these fancy clothes and going on these vacations and going to these brunches and like it's a whole thing. And it's like, are they truly fulfilled? Are they truly purposeful? Because that sounds like a whole lot of me, right? That sounds like a whole lot of me and not enough him. See, I'm going to do some of me, but most of it is going to be filled with him. And then he's going to guide and direct me as to who I need to pour into. But that to me is what's missing. Our society is selfish. That's the number one reason why we have all the problems we have. We've sold people on this hyper independent. It's all about you, girl. Put myself first. It's all about me. I mean, Kendra G used all the phrases that I told y'all in the last video. All the little catchphrases. I'm not gonna dim my light. It's all about me. I'm gonna focus on me. I'm gonna put she used all the phrases that I tell men. If you hear any of these phrases, run away. Gentlemen, if this the number one, you ready, gentlemen? If you sitting with a woman and she's accomplished and she's beautiful, all the things, but if she says anything to the sort about men being intimidated by her, run away. Just scurry on off. Don't even bother. Well, men are intimidated by me. They're trying to push me down. They're trying to repress my light. They're trying to dim my light. If you hear any of that, go on about your business. Go on about your business. Because she's telling you something without telling you something. Okay? Go on about your business. Now, I'm just not going to dim my light. It's all about me. Just go on about your business. See? Because she's telling you something without telling you something. Okay? Ain't nobody intimidated by you. Like anybody, look, and this what women gonna hate me to say. Anybody can do what you doing. And guess what? You ain't the only woman doing it. That's what's really not intimidating is that is lots of other women like you out here. It's tons of other women that have multiple degrees. It's tons of other women that have hair weaved all down their back and lashes put on their eyes and nails and their feet done and all that. It's tons of women out here doing that, especially now. Like, that's called so. So, and I got this car and I got this house. Yeah, that's a lot of women. What men really want to know, right, is how do I feel when I'm with this woman? How do I feel about myself? How do I feel about her? That's the real thing that women need to stop and reflect on, right? I want to make a man feel comfortable. I want to make him feel seen and feel heard. And I'm trying to connect with him. And I don't do that by giving him my resume. I don't do that by running down all the things I own, all the things I've accomplished. See, no, that's not going to lead to any real good feelings. Like, my goal is for him to leave with a good feeling about me, a curious feeling about me. Like, I talked a lot, or she asked some questions and I answered them, but, I really didn't learn as much about her. And now he's very curious about me. Like, she sat here, she listened, she asked questions, she was very entertaining and fun, but I want to learn a little bit more. Like, that's how a man should leave a date with you. And I mean multiple dates. He should be like, I feel like I need to know more. I feel like I need to know more. I feel like I need to know more. Like, that's what should be happening. Okay? So that's a very, jagged, bitter little pill. And a lot of women, they hate it when I talk about that, but that is the truth. And again, I don't think any man, especially a man who's marriage material, a man who's wanting to be a husband, right? Not a perfect man, but a man who's wanting to be a husband and wanting to come together with a woman and join forces and, do something great in the world, right? He wants to feel a way with you. Okay? And it's not about the accomplishments and all of that, but he wants to feel a way with you. He wants to feel seen and heard and all the things, all the good things, warmth, right? And your undivided attention, your smile, right? He wants to feel like you are truly enjoying his company. Like, wow, this man is the most interesting man I've ever met. Right? That's what he should feel in your presence. Okay? A welcoming, warm, all right? Real Dope Daddy says some women can be so vapid. Bragging about degrees is so corny for anyone. It really is. Like, I don't even want men to do it, if I'm being honest. I don't want men to come into a date and brag about all the things they have, even though, there are a lot of women out there that want to know what a man has. But I don't even think it's cool for a man to do that. I think that over time, the person is going to find out what you're on. That's why I don't tell people. I don't tell people what I do. I don't tell people I have a platform. I don't tell people I own a practice. I do not tell men that. And then they feel a way when they find out. But what does that have to do with Anita the woman? Like, honestly, what does that have? Like, if he's getting to know me to determine if I'm a good fit for him, like, what does that stuff really have to do with that? It doesn't. It really doesn't. And this is what I keep telling women. It's really not the measuring stick that he's going to use in which to determine if you all are a good fit. So a lot of that stuff you can leave out. I mean, he will find out about it eventually, but you don't need to, that's not so, you don't have to run it down like a resume. You don't. You don't. He'll find that stuff out all on his own. Okay? But a lot of women today are deciding, that their career is the most important thing. And you know what? I am coming to terms with it. There's going to be a part of me one day that's going to support them wholeheartedly. Y'all leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let them work. Let them, do their thing. Let them be all about their job. Let them be all about the things that they acquire. That is their right. Let them make that choice. Here's what ain't going to happen though. You're not going to come to me a year or 2 or 5 or 10 years later crying on camera about not having no kids, not having no husband, not doing the family life. Like, that's what we ain't going to do. Because, I'm going to swipe it away. I'm going to swipe it away because, again, when women start talking to me like that and they're young, I give them the conversation, which is, hey, I really need you to think about that. Like, I just give them that conversation. Now, if you still on that and you 35 or 40, okay, I'm assuming you have made an informed decision. But what really irks me to my soul is when y'all are making these videos crying on camera about where are all the good men? Why can't I find a good man? Why can't I find a man that's serious about me, that's relationship oriented, that wants to get married? And you know what? I think I do want to have a child. I think I got to harvest what little legs I got left. I think I need to have a child alone. I think I need to hire a surrogate. That's what irked my soul. Like, you're hard-headed. And remember, time is one directional. There is no going back. I made the decisions that I personally made because I knew that. I said, time is one directional. Let me do what I got to do now. Let me step away and do this other thing that I know long term is going to fulfill me. Right? And here's the thing. let's say Kendra G had gotten married right out of college. Let's say she married that gentleman. She had 2 kids by him. By now, her kids would have been 16, 17, 18. And guess what? She could have picked that career back up. She could have picked up doing what she's doing now. That's what's so funny to me. Y'all act like, okay, well, Anita's telling us that it's one or the other and that's it forever. No, I'm saying it's one or the other for a period of time. Okay? Kendra G is in her 40s. Really think about that. Has she had 2 kids at 24, 25? Okay, now her kids are teenagers. And she can pick it back up. She can do her local radio thing. She would have to probably stay local. She could do some sort of syndicated thing. But, like, y'all act like 50 is old. That's what's so wild. Y'all act like 50, especially in the job world, y'all act like that's old. Y'all act like y'all are like in a wheelchair at 50. It's hilarious to me. Baby, I'm not going to retire until my 80s. I better not be able to speak. I better not be able to see or hear. That's what it's going to take for me to retire from this game. My kids are grown now. And I'm on here talking to you, still living my life, still running my businesses, still running my practice. Like, why y'all act like 50 is old? That's what's so funny to me. Now, here's what I will say. 50 is old to have a baby. 50 is old to have a baby. 50 is a stretch to find a husband for the first time. It's not to say you can't do it. I'm not sitting here saying you can't do it. I've seen many a woman marry for the first time in her 50s. It's unlikely, but sure, I've seen it happen. But your career? Like, have y'all, I gotta find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Have y'all seen the post where it talks about all the people in this world that became famous after 40? They became famous or started their business. Was it Kentucky Fried Chicken guy started his thing at 60? Oprah, who else? What's his name? Was in his first movie in his 40s. Like, all these people that have a measure of success in life past 45. So I just don't know what you're thinking. Now, like I said, the thing you can't put off is having a child. That's the thing you can't put off. Okay? So I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what women are thinking. My woman had trouble early on dealing with the fact that I didn't care about her degrees, because for so long she could hang her hat on it. She can meet random people, say those things and be praised. Like I said, it's for feminine women. It's not about what we do. It's about who we are. That's what we bring to a man, who we are, not what we do. Okay, Real Dope Daddy says, but with me, I appreciated that she achieved something, but outside of that, it didn't make her the woman I needed. And me having degrees wouldn't have given me the traits to be the man she needed. Yeah, that's a lot of people's story, right? There's a connection there. There's something there that's deeper than, she has a degree in this or you don't have a degree. Like, okay, all right. Don't retire until you have no value to add anymore. I can't even imagine. Right. Like I said, I'm going to be in my 80s. And unless I lose my voice, unless I lose my hearing, or I can't see no more, that's the only reason why I would shut it down. As long as this mouth is moving, Anita will be working. Okay? Anita will be doing this. I am purposed to do this work. This is my God-designed purpose to do this work. So I'm going to keep doing it until I can't do it no more. But again, you don't see me out here at 57 trying to have a child. You don't see me out here at 57 running all over town like, oh, I gotta get married for the first time. I gotta try to find a husband. Baby, I've already done that. Been there, done that. If God blesses me with a second husband, amazing. Amazing. Okay, I'm not gonna turn it down. But am I running all over the place like, oh, I just have to be married. I just have to. I've done that. Been there, done that. Okay, so now I am very much focused on what God has purposed for me to do. But as I said in the previous videos, if God delivered to me, he said, Anita, I found him. Here he is. He's coming in your life. Now you got to make room. You got to, you got to figure out what it's going to be. Oh, I'm going to figure out what it's going to be. I will decide. See, y'all, for some reason, do not want to decide. You want to act like you can have everything all together, all at the same time, all at once. Life does not work that way. Why do I have to keep saying that? For you to understand, life don't work that way. Okay? So, ladies, don't be on here making no videos. Don't be on here crying in your car. Don't be on here, oh, I wish I had done things different. Because you got people like me. You have people like Suzanne Banker. You have lots of women out here that are telling women the truth. And if you all are not listening, if you're ignoring us, if you're falling under our videos, commenting about how crazy we are and we're misogynists and all this other foolishness, don't be out here making no video in your car when you 45. Crying that, oh, and now, I'm going to get my eggs frozen, but I don't know if I'm going to meet somebody. Baby, you should have thought of it. All right, so I know I got to get off of here because my phone's getting ready to die. But I just need you to think about the long-term repercussions. That's all. I keep telling women this. Think about the long-term repercussions. I would say the same for men. If you've ruined all of your earlier marriages and now you're older and now you're 45, 50 and you want to get married and have some kids, it's like, okay, bro, but again, so you 50 years old and you got a baby and then you 60 and you got a 10-year-old and then you 70 and you got a kid in college. Like, come on. Relationships is the long game, right? You can always do your work. You can always do your career. You can always do your business. Relationships is the long game. That's what you're going to need for the rest of your life, for all of your life. You're going to need people in your life. Y'all be stepping over people. You be doing wrong by people. And let me tell you something, and then I'm going to leave it off. There are some people you can never replace. There are some people in this world, you get one shot. And you're not going to find that person again, ever again. It's over. It's a done deal. You had your shot, you blew it, and it's done. And you're going to spend the rest of your life looking for that person and everybody else. But see, we take that for granted, especially today. If you find a person out here in 2025 that is unselfish, that has your back, that you have a connection with, that wants to build something with your funky tail, and you think, oh, oh, well, they're going to be around. Oh, well, it's plenty of them. You're going to find out when you get older that no, it's not. There are some people in this world that are once in a lifetime people. Believe me. Okay, so you can mess them over if you want. You're not going to find that person again. And then you're going to be sitting there looking like Boo-Boo the Fool. Well, why all the women just want to use me? Why they all want money? Because you had a good girl, you had a good woman who was down for you and loved your tail, not for what you were buying her, not for where you were taking her, because she actually wanted your behind. And oh, you took that for granted. You done messed over your first wife, messed over your second wife, and now you wondering why you can't find real love out in these streets. Baby, you had real love. So wake up. We all need to wake up. Okay? People and relationships is the long game. All right? You have all of your life, whenever, wherever, however, to do what it is you do for money. Okay? For your career, for y'all's purpose, or whatever you want to call it, right? Or being you. But some people, once in a lifetime people, you mess them over. You ain't going to find that again. You're not going to find that again. That's my only warning right there. So to the ladies, if you all about your career, if that's the most important thing to you, okay. Like I said, I ain't mad at you no more. Just don't be in your car making no videos of you crying. Just don't be complaining to your friends and your family and anybody else who will listen why you're not married, why you don't have any children, why, or talking crap about the people who do. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You love talking crap and making videos about people with kids and, oh, I don't have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. That's you basically saying, man, I wish I had some kids. Man, I wish I had a husband. Making all these dumb videos. You ain't got to make videos about that. Just go and live your life. You don't have to make fun of people that have kids. You don't have to sit here and make, you got women out here, you got these millennial and Gen Z women out here, their whole platform, y'all, is them making fun of people that got married and had kids. That's their whole platform. And you mean to tell me that they're not projecting? There's not a part of them that wishes that with them? Come on, get out of here. Find something else to do with your time. Well, why would they do that? And this woman's got 5 kids. What business is it of yours? I would have had 10 kids if I could have. That's called none of your business. Since you so glad that you ain't got no kids and you don't have no car seats and you don't have to get up at 7 o'clock on Saturday, why are you sitting here making content about that? Make that make sense to me. It don't make sense. These people are unhappy. That's the bottom line. If you're a double income, no kids couple, go about your business. Why are you making all this dinks content about how great it is to have a child-free life? Go about your business, okay? And stop making fun of people that have kids. It just don't make no sense to me. Because I'm not making that content. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually coming around to some women shouldn't be mothers. I'm with y'all. Don't be a mom. So stop it. Real Dope Daddy says, people think life is about fun and enjoyment, no legit purpose outside of themselves, but it's a trade-off. When you are 70, you will be family poor. You sure will. You sure will. And look, I had this one person fighting me in the comments over in YouTube about how it was selfish of me to want to have a namesake, to want to have children and people that look like me and people with my DNA and people with me and my husband's last name. Oh, that's selfish. Oh, that's so you're so full of ego. That's what they told me. You're so full of ego. So let me get this straight, okay? I'm selfish. And I didn't use my body, my time, my money, right? All the things to bring 3 people into the world and educate them and feed them and clothe them. But I'm selfish. I'm selfish. I'm the selfish one. That's your ego. What difference do it make? So what? I say, look, baby, if you don't want your DNA to go forward, that's probably a good thing. I was like, you know what? You and I are actually in agreement. Your DNA should not move forward. Okay? We shouldn't make more of you in the world. So you and I are in agreement about that. Okay? But yes. Okay, he said, and someone with children will be full of love and support. Yeah. Healthy ego. Right. So like I said, okay. The people who are complaining about children, I don't want to make more of you. I don't want your legacy to go forward. Can I be honest? Like, these are the unhappy people. These are the people that are miserable. These are the negative thinking people, right? I don't want more of y'all. So I'm good. I'm straight. Please don't make no kids. Okay? So that's it. That's all I'm saying. But ladies, I want you to hear this and hear this clear. This coming out of my mouth. So you don't edit this or get this. I am in support of you. If you do not want to have any children, if your career is first, if that's the most important thing to you, brava, okay? I'm in support of that. Now, if you come on here in a couple years and you crying about, oh, I should have married and had kids, I'm going to look the other way. I'm not going to say nothing bad, but I'm just going to look the other way. Because the reason why I exist is to give everybody all of the options, right? I'm talking about all of this stuff so that you can say, oh, wow, I didn't even think about that. You wouldn't believe how many young women on my YouTube channel say, oh, wow, I never even thought about that. Oh, wow, thank you for actually saying this. Thank you for sharing this, because I never even knew that was a thing. I never even thought about it. Like, people need awareness. Somebody has to tell y'all the truth. People need awareness. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to tell y'all what to do. I'm here to say, hey, these are the options. This is what could happen. And then you need to decide what you're going to do with that. That's it. He said, healthy ego is not wanting your woman to touch a doorknob or pull out her wallet, wanting her to take your name. Exactly. Ego itself is a negative, but of course, anything can have an extreme version. Of course. But yeah, I had no problem taking my husband's name. And I had plenty of girlfriends that were like, are you going to hyphenate your name? I'm like, no. Why would I do that? That's dumb, right? Like, no, we're going to have children and we're all going to have the same last name. And quite frankly, can I be real? Until I'm remarried, I still have my ex-husband's name. I still have my children's name. So if I had remarried sooner, I would have taken that husband's name. But right now, I don't have any real firm reason to change my name from my ex-husband's name. Some people feel a way about that, but I was like, yeah, until I find another husband, then I'll take his name. So, yeah. But my children and I have the same name. So we're not going to the doctor's office and I'm giving them a different name for them, a different name. No, we're all the same name. And we have a very unique name. So, yeah, we're all a family. Like, we're all together a family. Me and my kids, we share the same name. Now, that's what I decided to do. But people were saying, oh, you're going to hyphenate your name? Or you're going to take, like, of course I'm going to just take his name. What are you talking about? He said, LOL, not taking my name is a deal breaker. I know that's right. Say that louder. Sir. How about this? This is a great first date question for a man to ask a woman. You done given me a great first date question from a man to a woman. How do you feel about taking your husband's last name? So if you were to get married tomorrow to the man of your dreams, would you A, take your husband's last name, B, hyphenate your name, or C, keep your maiden name? That is an excellent first date question. And y'all already know the answer. So if anything come back other than A, go on about your business. Go about your business. He said, if you want to keep your father's name, then he can take care of you. I know that's right. Right? So even a man who was interested in me, if he said, Anita, I get that your children have this name, but if we marry, you're going to take my name. That's not even a question that's not even a conversation we would have, because the answer is I'm going to take your name, right? You're my husband and I'm going to take your name. But I got some women who have been previously married. They have children by that husband. Now they're due to get remarried and they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to change my name. I'm like, girl, that's your husband. That's your husband. I understand that your kids have a different name, but oh well, that's your husband. You take your husband's name. That's all. He said, would you buy a house and keep the previous owner's name on it also? Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's a good first date question, gentlemen. Ask her about the taking of the name when you get married. Okay? Because if the answer is no or hyphen, I probably would pass. I would. I say, no, I'm good. And look, well, I can't believe he said that. Yeah. It's some quick ways to find out if this woman could be your woman. Y'all just not doing y'all homework. You letting your eyes fool you. You letting this woman's beauty and her booty fool you. And then you stuck with the feminist, ultra liberal woman, talking crazy. And you're like, well, and then you a prisoner in your own home. I know some men right now that's a prisoner in their own home. They can't speak their mind on the home that they pay the mortgage on. That's wild. That's wild to me. That you own a home, you pay the mortgage every month, but you can't say how you really feel about certain things. That's wild to me. I don't want no parts of that life. That's all I'm going to say. But Kendra, she tried to turn this interview around on LaTerra. She tried to make it about him, which I thought was really interesting. And he even said it at the end, like, man, I feel like we really didn't get into you. We really didn't talk about you. We really didn't talk about your situation that much. He's like, the whole time you trying to hold me to task about what I'm doing and why I'm not married. And she had lots of reasons. Look, she's sitting there right across from him, and she telling him why he not married. Like I said, gentlemen, you want an example of the type of woman you don't want? I want you to watch that interview. Watch that interview with Kendra G. So, you know what? I'm in support of Kendra G not getting married. I'm in support of her not finding a husband. That's probably for the best. She said Kendra G sucks so bad. Yeah, you have to watch it. So that's y'all's homework after this video. You want to know who not to pick? You want to know who not to be with? I want you to watch that interview. And everything you see happen in that interview, that's now, all the flags being raised. So when you hear the things she say, when you see how she was in the conversation, and you see how, it was at every turn, just over and over and over. There was no sitting quietly. Oh, okay. No reflective comments. No, mirroring back what he said. No, none of that. None of that. I was like, woo, Lord, that was a tough 2.5 hours. It was tough. But I did it for y'all so I could make this video. She said she was very disrespectful also. Yep. So that's it right there. That is the homework that I need y'all to watch. So everything from the financial requirement, everything from the aesthetic, everything from the talking, right? The communication style, everything was in that video of what you do not want. Okay, just watch that video, become very familiar with everything that happened, and don't choose that. That's it. All right, but people of the long game, I'm gonna say it again. Y'all keep putting your career ahead of the people in your life. You keep putting your career ahead of your children, ahead of your husband, ahead of your, whoever it is you're with, your spouse, or whoever it is you're living with, your husband or your wife. Okay? That person goes about their business. And remember, some people are once in a lifetime people. You're not going to find them again. I had an ex recently tell me that about a month ago. He said, you know what? I said, what? Because look, I don't even want to have this conversation. I'm like, what? He said, I'm coming to realize there's some people in this life that you only get one shot with. I'm like, pretty much. So that means you got to be the smartest kid on the block, and you got to recognize that early on. Because if you find out after the fact, it's too late. And many of y'all are going to find out after the fact. So it's Dear Future Wifey Podcast, Lateris Whitfield, but it's called the Dear Future Wifey Podcast, Kendra G. So put that into YouTube. Yeah, that's all the things y'all don't want. Right there. Okay? But like I said, right now in 2025, you got a lot of people that are learning that lesson the hard way. They had a lot of sincere people. They had a lot of good people throughout their life, and they messed them over. And now, the men, they see that it's hard to find a unicorn woman out here. It's hard to find a quiet, a quiet woman, a non-combative woman, a non-liberal feminist leaning woman. It's hard to find a woman that cook. It's hard to find a woman that take pride in taking care of a man as far as emotionally and all of that. It's hard. It's rare. There's unicorns out here. Right? And that loves them for them, that it's not about their money or what they provide financially. It's hard, man. And then the ladies finding out that, wow, these dudes don't be wanting to commit like that. They all they care about is some sex or what you look like and giving them some sex. And if it's outside of that, they ain't interested. They're not interested. They ain't interested in no talking. They ain't interested in no having fun and bantering and having jokes and doing fun stuff together. Nah, well, I'm coming over tonight. I'm coming over to clap cheeks, as they say. That's what these modern day men are into. They ain't trying to hear no jokes. They're not trying to banter with you. They want to get some. And see, now you thinking about them dudes back in college. You thinking about the dude in high school. You thinking about the dude when you was younger that, we could just go to McDonald's in the middle of the day, or we could just, and he would listen to you and he would buy you little gifts and do little things for you. And you're like, wow, what happened to that guy? Yeah, that guy's probably married to somebody. He probably 2 or 3 kids deep. But see, there's a lot of people out here that's once in a lifetime. You're not going to find them again. So stop playing people close. Stop acting like, and then look, y'all love talk about the options, right? I tell y'all, if another person tell me about options, I got options. I got options. You see this phone? You see this social media? You see it? No, you don't. You don't have no real options. You don't have no real options, no genuine options. You got a whole lot of 2s and 3s and 4s out here. That's what you got. You got a whole lot of 2s, 3s, and 4s. And I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about character. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about integrity. You got, and remember, quantity is not quality. Okay? It might be a lot of quantity, but it ain't quality. I meet great men, but they think I'm fake because I'm genuine. And that's unfortunate. But show them otherwise. Keep being you and show them otherwise. But that's it. I just had to make a part 3 because I got some pushback. Y'all gonna keep pushing back, and we're gonna make this a 10-part series because, like I said, I'm not coming off of what I said. Y'all should know that. Women were given a womb because God intended for them to have children, to be in a family, to be in a masculine's containment, right? He made women to be contained by healthy masculine men. Okay? So you're not going to convince me otherwise. Sorry. God, in his infinite wisdom, because he made everything we see, he knew what he was doing. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. This what irritates me. Y'all want to come up against the Almighty and act like he don't know what he doing. He don't know up from down. He don't know right from wrong. The haughtiness, the pride of you to say such a thing. His ways are not our ways. His ways are perfect. He knew exactly what he was doing. Real Dope Daddy says, if men are calling you fake, you got to watch out. Yeah, they projecting. I think they projecting. They the ones that's fake and they know it. All right, y'all, have a great rest of the day. Spring has sprung. Y'all, I'm just so happy. I'm just as happy as a lark. And look, I'm going to post some pictures of my hyacinths. My hyacinth bulbs are coming up. And y'all, this is one of my favorite bulbs. I love the way it looks. I love the way it smells. Like I'm about to put them on my front stoop. And then I'm about to turn my soil over. We're about to get some plants in there. Oh my gosh. Y'all know I love this time of year. Spring and summer. Ooh, I love this time of year. I do. So I'm happy as can be. I'm gonna jump into this grocery store real quick because I'm looking for one ingredient that I could not find at the last store. And then I'm headed home. I'm going to put on this butter chicken and make dinner early because I do have clients tonight around dinner time, but I'm going to try to make dinner early. And yeah, so I had to jump back in and get this to y'all because y'all getting on my nerves. Y'all getting on my nerves. So I had to make a part 3. I can do a part 4. You got questions about choosing career over marriage? I can do a part 4. This is something I'm very passionate about. But like I said, I think I'm coming to the realization that I think I'm going to agree with some of these women. I do. You don't have no business being a wife. Now, they don't say nothing about me. They don't say nothing about other women, but you definitely ain't got no business being a wife. You should choose career over being a wife because you wouldn't make a very good wife. So there we go. All right. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, everything you need to know about me and what I do and what I have to offer is in the description box below. Like this video so it can get back into the algorithm. Share this video with anyone you think could benefit from its message. Thank you so much. I love the community that we're building here. Have a great day. And as always, stay open to love.